So, childhood stuff. This is
Yes.
one that kind of near and dear to my heart.
Yeah.
Have you heard of a film franchise called Star Wars?
I've heard about it.
Yeah.
Don't they? Isn't like they're like a Darth Fett?
Well, it's a period piece.
Oh,
it,
yes.
It actually took place a long, long time ago. Long ago, I believe. Is how
Okay.
they word it. So
in a nearby galaxy, right?
very, very nearby.
Oh, okay.
It's Milky Way adjacent.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's a good location.
Yeah.
It's good for commuting. So, thing is, I have a theory
Yeah.
about why the bad guys always lose.
Okay.
And the theory is poor visibility.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. Even friends that are in the military have always said, visibility is kind of key, especially if you're being shot at.
Right. So, who've we got on the bad guy side?
Okay. So, and yes, I do know Star Wars people, so don't freak out now. I know it was a galaxy, far away and all that.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, look at me. I'm a nerd. Yeah.
So we've got Darth Vader.
You got Darth Vader.
He can't see. I know that he's got a heads-up display, but in the brief scene where we see his helmet going on, that's not good resolution.
Not really. I mean, I'd say, 480, 720 at tops?
Tops, but it's also tunnel vision.
Yeah, you got tunnel vision. Oh, and on top of that, too, wearing all that leather. I mean, black, it looks great on some people.
No capes.
Not me.
No
capes. No capes, no.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, yeah,
You
there
can't
you go.
see dick out of that thing. No wonder you fell in a Sarlacc pit.
Yeah, he got eaten by a Sarlacc, which is a creature that doesn't move.
Well, yes, and in fairness, you remember how long it takes to be digested by a Sarlacc?
Over 3,000 years?
It's thousands of years.
Thousands of years,
And so, by the way, that's not being eaten. That's dying of starvation or old age.
Yeah, whichever gets you first.
And then, I guess he digests your fossilized bones. Not the point.
Yeah.
Stormtroopers.
How many times? One thing, and I do mean this with utmost sincerity. So I was watching the new Star Wars movie, which, by the way, I freaking love it. I love them all. Really, I'll be honest with you. I like them all for their own things. They get shot, and that's it. I'm like, now we have Kevlar armor. We've got bullet-resistant armor, where they can take 50 caliber rounds even. All right. Well, okay, maybe not that high powered, but we're talking basic munitions, like 5.56 rounds, and it can survive. These assholes get shot by a blaster, they're down. That's it. I'm like,
Why are you wearing armor?
Yeah.
It's not armor. It's... My brother-in-law was in Gulf 1, and he... the original's always better.
Oh, yeah.
He brought back...
Because we won that, remember?
A standard... Well, the first one.
Yeah, the one.
He brought back a standard issue Iraqi army helmet.
Mm-hmm. I've got one of those, actually.
What's it made out of?
Shoot. It almost feels like fiberglass.
Yes, it's I'm pretty sure it's fiberglass.
Yeah, just fiberglass.
I said, what the hell is this? He said, it's basically matching hats.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't stop a stick with it.
Yeah.
It's... To call it a helmet is... It's not just generous, it's wrong.
Yeah, I mean, that's not going to stop anything.
Anything.
I mean, even about hair day, it's not going to stop that.
If I punched you in the head and you were wearing one of these protective helmets, it would cause equal harm as if you weren't wearing it.
Yeah, or maybe even more harm if it shattered and went into your cranium.
If anything, it would cushion my hand a bit.
Yeah.
So that's terrible. So Stormtroopers, poor visibility.
No. And even in the comment that, what was it? Finn even made the comment. He goes, "Oh, all it does is just it doesn't it just cancels out the smoke, not toxic gases." I'm like,
it's like,
then why are you wearing it?
Well, because some of us have pollen issues.
That is true. I do have really bad allergies, and but then again, if I walked around with a Stormtrooper helmet, I think a lot of people would just think I was special, which I know my mom tells me every day.
By
That's
the way,
a little different.
Did you notice the average weight of a Stormtrooper in the new Star Wars is probably 15 pounds higher than in the original Star Wars?
Really? I never caught that.
I caught it immediately. I was like, oh, they're not a bunch of skinny dudes anymore.
No, and I did see that some actually had tactical gear on, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of ingenious. But it was the one dude.
The one dude
calling in an airstrike.
So So then we've got Emperor Palpatine. No wonder you got thrown down inside the... Was that the Death Star? Or
It was the Death Star
Destroyers?
2. And it was like the reactor or something.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah.
Why would you wear a hood that covers your... You have no peripheral vision, Emperor.
No, none.
I understand that you're a Jedi, but your spidey senses clearly were not tingling.
Nope.
Pretty sure that's canon, by the way.
Yeah, I believe so. Now, I do have to admit, the only badass one, and I know everybody's going to agree, Darth Maul. Because guess what? When he started his fight, what did he do? Take off the hood. Take the robe off.
Perfect visibility.
He's like, perfect visibility, perfect movability. You know, I mean, the guy was acrobatic. He was moving around. Then he got stabbed.
Well,
actually, he got cut in twain.
That's par for the course.
Yeah.
That's not because of visibility issues.
No. That's because Obi-Wan Kenobi got a good hit in, and that was it.
Kylo Ren.
Same thing. You know, I know that
Why
his mask... Yeah.
What is his mask for? Do you know?
Honestly, from what I heard, it's because he wants to be like his grandpa. He wants to be like Darth Vader. He wants to wear the mask and look all creepy. And it's like, that's cool, but you can't see shit.
Okay, your grandpa was in World War I and lost a leg. Are you going to go around with a prosthetic wooden stump? No one's going to think you're a badass. They're going to think you're a weirdo.
Well, I mean...
And they won't be wrong.
No, not at all. I mean, come on. The guy was just sitting there beating himself.
That was an odd casting choice.
It was, but I do have to admit, though, like, and I mean this with all sincerity, watching it again, I look at his face and I go, yeah, he does look like he could be Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher's son. Like, I could see it for that. Like, he has some of the same facial features, but otherwise, I don't know.
What happened to Carrie Fisher?
Surgery.
Is that what it is? Because it looks like a mix of Botox, apathy, and
alcohol.
And adult onset fetal alcohol syndrome.
Yeah, which, I mean, she has mentioned that, you know, she's been fighting alcoholism and whatnot, and that's why, you know, I noticed that when stars are like, I need to cut myself up to look prettier, it's like, no, don't. Just age appropriately, you'll be fine.
But there are actresses who've had plastic surgery who can still act. I mean, frankly, I would have been happier if they'd have replaced the role of Princess Leia with Jar Jar Binks.
No. Don't go there. Do not go there. Yes, that is too far. I mean, it's like if you said it was like some AIDS-infested like amoeba like Kim Kardashian, I'd be like, okay, sure. Jar Jar Binks, though? No.
Actually,
the bastard deserves to die a horrible, horrible death.
The Kardashians are the Jar Jar Binks of Earth.
They really are. It's like we're intrigued and we're confused, and yet we keep watching.
And yet we keep buying their goddamn merchandise.
No, I don't. That's for damn sure.
I certainly don't either, but our boycott has thus far been unsuccessful.
True.
I don't know if you know this, but I also boycott lady sanitary products. I won't use them.
I mean, there's been the occasion or two. I won't get into details, but
yeah, that's appreciated.
Yeah, no, that's great. But I mean, you know, granted, I mean, if Kanye came out with a condom that just said, you know, yeah, I got the power or something weird like that, I might, but you know, yeah.
Well, it's only meant for men with a bent wiener, or as they call it, a westward Kanye.
That's right. Or, you know, especially if he likes, you know, fingers in the butt.
Because he is a crooked dick.
Yeah, he is. He's something else.
Yeah.
God-given is not one of them.
No, he is a special kind of insufferable.
Yeah, you know, I like the one meme where it's like, you know, you see, you know, sadly, you know, like David Bowie and Prince and all these really good artists that have passed away. And it's like, you know, they took away our king, our queen. Why can't they take the Joker? And it's like, I got a funny feeling he's going to be 120, sadly.
Right. So are there any other good examples of visibility, you know, like Yoda? Yeah. Great visibility, tremendous athlete.
Yes.
He was the Spud Webb of Star Wars.
Yes,
Short,
he was.
Could still dunk.
Well, and on top of that, too, saving his energy. Like even, you know, if you watch episode 2 at the very end, he comes in with his cane and whatnot, and then he puts the cane away because he is going to kick some ass.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing, too, like visibility again. TIE fighters. Like, think about it. Like, they got the huge wings. You can't see right or left. You can see up or down.
Right.
While you look at X-Wings, okay, more aerodynamic, more artillery. And these are the rebels, okay? Why are the rebels having better shit? I don't get that.
And one thing that bothered me about the new one is TIE fighters in atmosphere.
Yeah.
Those are not atmospheric craft.
No, that would burn up easily. But
and they just fall out of the sky. In space, I'm sure there's some advantage to having tremendous blinders on.
Maybe.
Well, so
I couldn't tell you. I mean, unless, like solar flares or something. But I mean,
7 movies, all set in space.
Yeah.
No zero gravity scenes.
Well, there was only one. Okay, but granted, not necessarily canon, but the Star Wars Clone Wars, the animated series,
not
there
canon.
was the one where, you saw, who was it, Kit Fisto, I believe? The green dude with the dreadlocks looking, guy who, in episode 2, you see him and he's, of course, grinning like a, like, ha, 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 swinging his lightsaber around. You see him board a starship with some stormtroopers and they did some zero-G stuff. And I'm like, that was awesome, but we never see it again. And especially with how special effects are and
what
whatnot.
A weird name.
Yeah, Kit Fisto. Yeah.
It sounds like a 4chan name that somebody would come up with to sound like they're a pedophile.
Yeah, I could see that.
Hi, I'm Kid Fister.
Yeah, indeed. Would you like to ride in my van? I got a puppy. His name's Lucky. Because I hope to be soon.
Yeah. So that's really the summary. The important parts that you need to know about if you're going to have an evil empire, which you should. I recommend.
Yeah, exactly.
Just remember visibility.
Yeah, and even just thinking about that, even if we look back into like a video game, for instance, the Hellgast in Killzone, bad visibility, full face masks and everything. Why? Because
it looks badass, and once you have a mask like that, it will last you the rest of your life.
Which happens to be about 2 days after getting shot.
I mean, the warranty still applies.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they can just strip the guy and give it to the next soldier.
No, that warranty's void upon.
Oh,
it's
that's
a lifetime
right.
warranty.
That's right.
All right. So that's it for talking about Star Wars.
Good times. May the Force be with you.
And also with you.
Indeed.